Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So today I want to bring you guys along as I'm digging up some of the wild black raspberries on our property. I am going to be selling these at a market that we are doing at the end of the week. But I wanted to discuss a little bit about the benefits of buying plants locally, especially wild plants. So when you are dealing with someone that is a local farmer or a local grower, you are able to ask them a lot more questions about not specifically just their plants, but what their growing conditions are. So the market that we are doing, if you are local to us, it's called the Homestead Rendezvous. It is down in Bergholz, Ohio, and it is just a once a year type of a thing where all local producers and homesteaders and things of that nature are going to come, gather, sell their products, but also teach people about what they're selling, what they're doing. And then there's also going to be classes that are there too to really help people on their homesteading journey to grow, to utilize things, and to just develop new skill sets. So it's definitely worthwhile to check it out if you're in the Ohio area, especially like the Northeast Ohio area. But so one of the things that I have done is I have specifically selected where I am digging up blackberry plants for to take down to the rendezvous, because I actually grew up in that area of Ohio, so I know what the location is like, what the geography is like of that area, and the site that where I'm digging up our blackberries is actually kind of perfect for that area. So the area of Ohio that is in is actually a very hilly, rocky, wooded area, okay, which is exactly what I've got right here. I've got blackberries that are wildly growing all over my property. There's several different types up here. They are all unknown cultivars. They are all wild, but there's a big difference in where the different ones are growing at. Right now, as you guys can see, I am in full shade. The hill in our woods, it is a north-facing slope, which means that there's pretty much no direct sunlight that ever hits this area. So that means that these plants, every single one that I am digging up, it actually has been surviving and thriving for probably hundreds of years in this specific area in the complete and utter total shade, which is kind of a big deal for blackberries, because blackberries, if you read about them online, you will see that they actually need full sun, that they do best in areas that get a sufficient amount of water, that have full sun, plenty of exposure to different things. They don't do well on rocky soils. There's all these different things that make it seem like they're kind of a pain in the butt to grow, that they're kind of difficult to grow. That is simply not true. One of the best things that you can do is to try to find someone local to you that is actually growing them themselves, that has wild varieties. The benefits of the wild varieties are they're already genetically predispositioned to fighting off whatever fungal or natural diseases are in your area. They also can be adapted to different climates, to different growing zones, to different locations. Like in our woods here, this is all full shade. This gets maybe an hour or so of dappled sunlight. It is very, very shady over here. That's a big deal for people that are trying to grow blackberries, because most people, they don't want to actually take up their yard space for growing blackberries because they have thorns. They are not comfortable. They're not something you're going to want to put right by your house because of the thorns. Or if you have small children, you don't want to put it by their swing set. Even though they'll enjoy picking the berries, prickers hurt. Plain and simple. The other thing too is them roosters. I tell you, they know as soon as I start filming. They're like, I gotta get in there. I gotta get in there. Tell them about me. So, by the way, if you're coming to the rendezvous, we are bringing chickens to sell too. That's the message from the roosters. But so the nice thing too is these berries and stuff, they're already adapted to the growing zone here, to the climate here where I live at. So they already know that Ohio weather is wonky, that the weather in this area is very strange. It's the same exact things with sourcing your seeds locally, is that it's already genetically adapted to where you are growing at, to what the environment is like, to what the climate is like, if there's a lot of droughts, if there's not a lot of droughts, if it's a super wet area, and basically what the soil conditions already are. They're already capable of living there because they've been thriving there for years with no human intervention. These are the types of things that you want to look for when you're buying plants for your homestead. You want the stuff that's kind of borderline invasive, the stuff that is honestly really hard to kill, because then it means that it can survive pretty much anything that gets thrown at it. It can survive all of the neglect, all of the times that you forget about watering it or forget that the plant exists, or the deer. There's tons of benefits to growing different things that are actually local to your area, that are wild to your area, and that are native, especially like those roadside plants that you can see and you can identify them and stuff. No one's going to be mad if you dig them up, especially if the township normally mows them off. Those sorts of plants, they are basically the badasses of the growing world because they can survive this county spraying it. They can survive all of the salt from the road. They can survive anything. Those are the plants that you want to put on your homestead because they can adapt to anything. They are very resilient, very strong, very perfect. That's all I can say is those sorts of plants are definitely the ones that you want to have. So that's it for today. I got to get busy. I have a lot more berry bushes to dig up. I'm also going to be digging up black raspberries and some red raspberries and just whatever else I can find that's growing here naturally that tastes good. Because we've actually had some blackberries here that are growing in a few spots that are specifically for the animal feed because they have not adapted the whole gene of tasting delicious and don't want them. So yeah, that's it for today. So if you guys are enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.